Hello, and welcome to my somewhat failed trauma stacking Glacial Hammer of Shattering Chieftain build. I say this is only failed just because I keep getting killed by trauma here, even though I feel like I shouldn't be, and I don't quite know how. And it's still very serviceable. It's just, you know, it's not like close your eyes and play the game. We have some pretty decent gear, though you don't necessarily need this. I got pretty lucky on this craft and pretty lucky on this craft. And this is like 5C to purchase. I think this is probably, I don't know, not that expensive, but it was also really easy to craft. So you just I just crafted it. I think this maybe is a divine, but everything else is pretty affordable. Nothing crazy on any of this gear. I certainly could have gotten, you know, a corrupt here or something, or corrupt on this, even a corrupt on this. Any of that would have been fine, but I just kind of figured I wouldn't go crazy here. This isn't necessary, but it is definitely helpful. This is the only thing that's really necessary. You definitely want to have the gain charged on hit. You probably want to have at least 2, but I didn't really feel like rolling this, because you want this up as much as possible. The rest of them are kind of fine. If you look here at the like a subclass, I'm kind of going fully into some clusters here, and then just grabbing stuff around. I mean, the stuff like makes sense. At the moment, we're probably like 10 divines into this build, so it's not too crazy expensive, especially not for this point of the league. Essentially what you're looking for on this Lethal Pride is you're gonna want to get Fist Taking His Fire and crit multi, and then just any more stats is good, like, you know, fire res, max life are good. But the idea was I would do a cold to fire support on this, so you'd be doing 50% fire, 50% cold, so you could take this fire mastery. You could get this, which is the melee hit stun, do more damage, and you kind of take this wheel to help do more stuns and get the reduced enemy stun threshold on this as well. All damage will chill, which helps do the bonus damage with this. And you really want to be able to take that fire regeneration mastery, or the fire mastery that is the regen, because it just works so well with Chieftain, which is like most of the reason that we're going into Chieftain. If we weren't going to Chieftain, we wouldn't do the cold to fire thing, you know. And this probably is better on a Jugg, to be honest anyways. Nothing crazy here, except you really got to have monsters cannot block, because if they block that third attack that hits the crit multi, the one that's guaranteed to crit, it's just like feels so bad. You don't need I have Forbidden Flesh and Flame for the blitz charges. You don't need it necessarily, it just feels really good. And they were cheap. I think it was like 2 div for both of them. This is the only thing that is hard to get. Like, this cluster is expensive. You don't necessarily need it, but I really wanted fortified charges, and I didn't want to have to allocate this wheel, because that saves you 5 points. So early on you can definitely allocate that wheel or use fortify support, but I crafted this. I just got very lucky. The weighting on the reason that these are expensive is the weighting on Overlord is very, very low, and Overlord is what gives you that fortification. You can craft it and then basically kind of annul and then regal and annul and augment and all that stuff until you get something kind of like this. I got so lucky crafting this. I mean, This took me literally like 200 alterations to hit. Like, I can't believe it. But everything else here is pretty self-explanatory. Nothing crazy. We get attack speed, we get health, we get accuracy because you need it. That's pretty much it. We are taking as much fizz as an element as possible because of trauma, and because you get so much elemental reduction through Chieftain. It just makes sense. When you look at the POB, it's hard to calculate, but because of the low crit chance, this is essentially us when we're not critting. And I've also, this is our effective hit pool and our damage without Berserk and without Molten Shell. With them on, they're much tankier, and you do have them a decent bit of the time, right? Because you're supporting with rage support, so you can pretty much press this button whenever you need to kill something really fast or whatever. And then this obviously makes you way tankier, and it's up a decent amount of time, but it's not always up. The nice thing about Chieftain that the Juggernaut doesn't have is you don't ever have to worry about Blood Rage degen. You can have it up all the time. I mean, we're automating it, and we never notice anything about it, about the degen, because we have so much regen. That is the nice thing. We're tanky, and we have two versions of regen. We have the leech and we have the life regen. We actually regen more than we leech, but it's pretty good. And it's hard to really calculate, but I'll do this just so you guys can see. Plus 1000. Where's the percent? Critical strike chance. So every hit is kind of like that ish. Every third hit, give or take. Not really, but it's somewhere in the 10 millions ish that when you hit that third hit, it smacks for a big chunk of damage. But anyways, we will get out of POB and stop talking about this, and I'll just go ahead and show you. This is not a crazy map. We have June and Necropolis here. I'm not going to use any, like, you know, none of the delve techniques or shrines or anything, but this is not a crazy map, but I just kind of show you guys how it works, how it is. Oh yeah, sorry, another thing that is nice about this class, I forgot to say this, is even though this is kind of a dead one that you have to path through to get to this, the nice thing about this, you know, Chieftain class is that you get level 30 Ancestral Call. So you get that bonus damage, and you get it where it's striking 2 additional enemies every time, so you don't feel like you need to path into Splash or the nodes that say that it'll strike an additional enemy, because you already kind of have that built in. So you kind of get like a pseudo 7 link, which is why it's pretty nice. And the other node is not, it's not I don't know, it's not very good, but it's not bad, I guess. But yeah, this is fast. It feels relatively good sometimes, and other times you kill yourself on the trauma. Even though it kind of, you're supposed to be really tanky. All right, we will execute you and interrogate you. But yeah, this is kind of a showcase of something that could have gone better, could have been a better build, but I just quite don't know, and I haven't really used a lot of trauma. You know, I've never played Bone Shatter, so this is kind of just maybe like inexperience on my portion, just not knowing how to use trauma well, or like how it does damage. But you know, it, as you can see, we've got 60 rage up all the time. It feels so good. Also, I forgot to mention this. In the POB, that damage, I was calculating at 30 rage, just because I didn't want to boost it or make it feel buffed that much. But when you have 60 rage, you are obviously doing more damage. But yeah, for instance, I'll probably pop this. This is with Berserk on, so you're kind of destroying, but it does get to the point where you're like, I'm attacking so fast that the trauma stacks are killing me, even though like I can tank a hit from them. We'll interrogate you, and I guess we'll bargain. I should have executed first. That's my bad. We'll go back through and like do all this content, I guess, but I'm not gonna make you guys sit here. Let me just get to the boss, and we'll kill the dude. And yeah, the blitz charges do really feel nice, but they are not mandatory. You get enough attack speed through your totems, through your rage, Berserk, if you know, when you use it. So it's fine. But I had the money. I wanted to see what it was like kind of on a mid-ish investment. And it feels pretty decent. It does. But it also sucks when you kill yourself on rage. The weaknesses of this, it is immune to ignites. You are immune to frozen. You have reduced effective chill, and we have thrown a reduced effect of shock on there, but you are not immune to shock. We have like 90% immune or reduced effect, somewhere in there. So you start, it starts to feel bad at certain points. And also, yes, this is not the fastest single target, as most like trauma stacking builds are. They're not a cold stone killer in the single target. You're just kind of okay. You're tanky and you don't die, and you eventually you kill them. But right there, kind of cause the degen, kind of cause the chaos damage, which I have capped chaos damage, but it's not, you know, it's not, I'm not immune to it. That's another thing. Res is super easy on this build. You kind of just cap them casually through fire res. It's super nice. And then you just worry about chaos res and fire res, and everything else is good, which makes running lightning coil pretty nice. I do have a gen that has like a fire lightning split, I think, just because I need a little extra like help. Oh my gosh, dude. Yeah, there's some sort of degen happening around that is not my favorite. All right, but yeah, there it is. If I had played it a little better, probably wouldn't have died, but that's the build. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, definitely give a like, subscribe, you know, share. I'm trying to blow up. No, but I'm trying to get definitely more viewers, more followers, more subscribers. If you guys have any advice for me or this build or just trauma in general or whatever, let me know. If you have any suggestions for the next build, and definitely leave them in the comments down below. Thank you. Bye.